Well, hello everyone. I cannot tell you how many DMs I have received in the last little while asking, so Nick, when are we going to go and see you prospect live? I think that's one of the best ideas I've heard in a long time. So that's what we're gonna do. I don't know how often I'm gonna do this. It'll be based on your guys' feedback. So if you want to see me do this more often, make sure you get in my DMs, get in the comments, and let me know. And what I'm gonna do is just really quickly show you some of the things that have been coming up in my DM. So the first one is, how the heck do you set up a saved search? The next one is, how do you run the blank connect play? And of course, how do you comment? And so we're going to really go and look at how to make commenting your superpower and actually drive conversations through comments. Hey, Morgan. Hey, Franklin. Really appreciate you guys jumping in there. Now, in the comments, what is the one thing you want to see me do today? Other than, of course, activate a big deal, but let me know. Just so you guys know, I have to do separate screens. It's not ideal. I'm figuring it out. Just trying out a new setup in my office, so this is all new. So I'm gonna throw on this light tunes. Drop it down lower. If you guys hate it, let me know. A handstand. I don't know, Morgan. I don't know if that's right up my alley, but let's go. Okay. First things first. Gotta have accounts in a list or things won't work. Passion. Should we go? Let's put them in the blank. Already got 2 in blank. This is all you do. And then if you want to take somebody out of a list, move a list, this is all you do is you click on the dots and you move them around. I'm gonna go in. I already got them in one. I know you guys are in passion. Let's just leave it at that. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so let's set up a saved search. First things first. Got personas, by the way. Makes this unbelievably easier. If you don't, welcome to the club. Okay. Count list, because we want to only have that one. And you can see 12,000 is where we're starting from. Woo. This is going to be a saved search, so I don't want to see anyone that's already in a list. So we'll exclude anyone in saved leads. The reason I use saved searches is they actually are dynamic, so they'll change. You can do people you interact with, you can do people in CRM. I don't think it's worth getting that into the nitty gritty. It's just not worth it. Okay, now this play, the blank connect, is all about coverage in the account. Think of like mapping the earthquake. Where is the impact of the pain or gain felt? Something to start with is, who's going to get fired if you don't work with them? If the status quo stays, who's going to get fired? Where is that pain going to be felt? So for us, function, sales, I honestly could just stop there. Business development, let's do marketing. So one of the most interesting things that came out of one of my recent studies is that the top 2% of sellers versus the bottom 50% is that the top 2% don't actually start with seniority. So they're not going after executives. And one of the things that was really interesting is, if you think about it from the lens of, who do you trust? If somebody wanted to sell me something and to get me excited, going to me directly probably isn't going to do much. But what they found out is, if you go to the person they trust, that's in the trenches doing good work, they'll move it up the line. So you can see now we're at 2,500. The one thing that's annoying is, once you save a search, it's done. So one of the things I recommend is keep it simple to start. Don't add as many filters. You can layer on filters after you save it, so don't get too crazy. One of the things I do like to always have, though, is second degree, because your likelihood of getting a connect from someone that's 2 degrees away is a lot better than thirds. And then, of course, we can't see the rest, so that's fine. Posts on LinkedIn in the last 90 days is a really great feature. You don't necessarily have to put it in to start with, but it's just one to consider. And double check, see if we have any comments. Franklin, great question. Cadence and reaching out. So this approach is all about daily use. And so you just want to show up, and I only plan for 30 minutes a day, max an hour. Okay. So right now we got 431. I am happy with that because one of the companies I have in that list is HubSpot. Another one I have is Deal. So we'll keep it simple. If you can only sell in a certain geography, make sure you put the geography in there. And if you're only selling to a certain industry vertical within that larger enterprise, then you can play with the industry tab. I personally don't recommend it. I don't see any benefit to it. These buyer intent, do not hit these in the saved search unless you're doing it for a specific saved search. But running this play, it will drive you bonkers. Save search. And all you do is, I do, because it's my step one, blank. It'll probably tell me I can't do it because I already have another one. So I'll go and write B2 just so that it lets me save it. Save search. There we go. Now, where do you find them? Right here. So this is the beauty of saved searches, is until you click on them, it tells you how many new people there are since you were in there last. So let's go and take this one I had the other day, my go-to, and you can see that I have in here program and project management, something new I was trying. Let's get rid of that. Second degree, posted. Okay. 357. Let's focus on, let's see who's in my Canadian friends first. Let's see what we got. This is interesting. So if I look at this, I have really low mutual connections on a lot of these. So the likelihood of somebody connecting is actually really low, but it's just something to consider. You don't have to necessarily go and add all of them, but I do recommend people with higher mutual connections will connect more often. Always check posts. One of the things I look for is, are they talking about themselves and how amazing they're at their job? Are they talking about how amazing the product is and only just a living product reel? It's like a promotional campaign. Or are they being very human and open and honest? The people that are using it as almost like a no, it's not commonplace journal, where they're voicing their concerns, they're documenting what's going on in their life. They're using LinkedIn and social media as a way to connect and a way to learn. Those are the best people to find with blank connects. And like I said, blank connects is all about getting coverage, and we got to think about, who do we want to know? Something that's brand new, recently hired. So what we'll do, click here. Laura, motivated sales professional. It's funny when you start doing this too, because you'll start to see all the fun things about profiles and how it shows up. Principal enterprise, business development. I love people that sell into the enterprise. So what you do, hit connect, send invitation, go over here, edit list. I will tell you, but it won't let me do it nicely here, is if you go and hit these dots and go view profile, it'll set you into a new tab. And it's really nice because on the top right corner, there's lists that they're in, and it makes it really easy. But you see there's 7 in here right now. Watch what happens when I hit refresh. There's 6 because that other person, Laura, actually went into one of my lists. So now no longer there. Let's just look at Andrea. Sales at HubSpot, X Shopify. This is one thing to watch for. This is written as a digital resume. It's just to get work. or at least that's the way it shows up. People that have it as a digital resume don't typically use so this type at least this platform I'm on, so LinkedIn, they don't use it as a channel of learning and development. It's mainly just a tool to get jobs. Sometimes it's also just a tool to sell. I don't like connecting with those people as much because I don't find great conversations come from it. Just the wrong channel for them. Somebody that also has another social channel, it's great. Also worked at Rock Content, so I'm guessing, and two recent posts, Matthew understands the value of content, and so Matthew is a great person to connect with. So we'll go connect, send an invitation, boom, that's it. Edit list, blank, save, done. Okay, I'll see if does anyone have any other questions as I'm going? So the one thing to keep in mind is you only get 20 per day or a total of 100 per week. And so what I try to do, Franklin, you may want, this is something for you to consider, is I do 10 blank, 5 passion, and 5 strategic, which is just activation. You don't have to max it out, but when you're starting, getting these coverage into the right accounts and with the right people, aka function seniority, is huge because these are nodes in the system. They have a compounding effect. The less connections you have, the less followers you have, the less access you have into accounts. So you're forced to either do a lot more cold calling or a lot more email. You keep doing this for a month, this opens up big doors for you and you can move on. So I showed you a couple of how to go and run the blank, but what I want to show you also really quickly is passion. So passion is hands down my favorite. And the reason it's my favorite is we get to nerd out on a topic that I love and I know that others will go and want to talk about it too. Sales solutions consultant. They're a third degree, but that's okay. I don't know if this will go and share the tab as I move along, but one of the things you can do is go Command F, beer, search. So it's only finding it in my search. So what I do for this one, and I'm sorry, you guys probably won't get to see it. Well, we'll find out in a second here. Share this tab instead. Okay, so now what we do, again, Command F, beer, Peak Organic Brewing Company. Okay, so this gentleman has little activity. I probably wouldn't send a connection, but this is just to show you how you would do it. You'd go and use this to go and find it in their profile. And then it gives you different ways to start conversations. And a lot of the time, what I find is people start too high level of conversations where anybody could say it. So people ignore it. So what you want to do is find the people that you can absolutely nerd out with or just really start a great conversation. So let's see about Griffin. Okay. Decent amount of followers. Work email. Featured, great. Activity, even better. Okay, let's go Command F. What do we got? 1 of 2. It's buried in your profile somewhere. Maybe here? No. I hate when it doesn't just show you. Okay. Sometimes this is hit or miss. I don't know why it makes it a little bit tougher, but the about section is always a good place to go. craft beer. There it is in his about section. Okay, I can play. Let's play ball. So connect. Oh, don't do it that way. Now it won't let me do it. But what I would do with him is I would say something around the lines of a make it or break it question. So one of my favorites is, not saying I'm going to judge you for this, but lager or ale. Or if I know they're a Belgian beer nut, then it's, can anyone else brew a lambic? It has to be very specific. It has to be a couple layers down, because if you keep it too high level, it is not relevant and it will not work for you. So this one, unfortunately, didn't go the way I wanted because it just sent it out for me. So I'm going to throw it in blank because that's how it got done. Now, I'll show you just one so I can actually do one for you. Let's see what two mutual connections, marketing solutions, Ireland. We'll do a quick look, see if we can do this, and then I'll go to a couple comments, and then that's it. That's all for today. Okay, let's see. Command F, beer. Okay, so this is one of my favorites, is getting this type. So you go connect, add notes. So you could do something like that right after you're working at Sun King. You look at beer the same. One of my favorite questions right now, because I'm just curious what people's go-tos are. Curious or serious question. If you could only drink one style of beer for the rest of the year, what would it be? Nick. The thing to keep in mind is write it like you're talking to a friend. The more formal you are, the more people know it's bullshit. And with Chat GPT being so big, it can't swear, it can't use a lot of different it doesn't want to offend people. So it really limits what you can say. But if you use bad grammar or how you would just go and do shorthand talking to a friend, it makes it way better. Send. And all you do, go back here. Show this tab instead. You go save and you go, oops. Don't press the, there you go. So this is how you go and remove them if you ever put in the wrong one. Okay. Now, what I want to show you is something that once you start building these lists is something you can do. Is you go here and now we can actually start working from the home page. This is something that takes a little while. And if you start to see a lot of garbage, this is how we can also remove people from lists and unsave leads. This is why I say when you're doing the blank, think about your networking, and all you're doing is going around the room to figure out who you're actually interested in talking to. What do you have in common? That race to commonality, and it could be on shared interests in your profession. Like I love behavioral science. If somebody's into that as well, great conversation. Even with techies, I love talking about algorithms and AI and machine learning, because all it is a sequence of events based on rules. And I just find it interesting. Does everybody? No. But that's what allows me to do that. You hit view. So this is this is a fun one. All you're trying to do is find these conversations where you can add value. And if you can throw in a third-party resource, if you're reading along all the time, this makes it fun too. I saw a brilliant from Harvard. Simple strat. And you got to remember, you got to make it fun. It can be silly. Use emojis, because then it's human. That's it. And then what I do is I use this as a task list. So once I'm done, you exit out and you just keep going down. That's it. So this is how you're only commenting on just accounts, on the accounts that you're working, and you get to pick who's in there. The cool part too is as you're setting these leads and you have these lead filters, people that viewed your profile show up so you know to go and connect with them. So here is your task list for social selling. And remember, one of the things I see people forget all the time is that social selling is engagement in public that earns conversations in private. So you don't want to just go and play, slip into their DMs and try and sell them crap they don't need. We really want to go and get out there in the public, getting well known. Like I was talking about my gym example the other day, and you just keep working this. And like I said, I only put in an hour in the morning, and that's it. So I'm going to go and kill this screen share. If you want me to do more of these and run very specific examples, please just let me know. But this is all I do every day, consistently. I will tell you another thing that makes a big difference, and please share if you have a wicked prospecting playlist, is I throw on a great playlist, throw on my noise canceling headphones, and I just, head down for a half an hour or to an hour, and then I take a break. But just remember, this is all about getting access and coverage. This is not about selling. Nothing about this is selling. You're just warming up accounts. If you don't warm up accounts, they don't know who you are, and there's no sign of pain that you can find with a trigger, then you shouldn't be selling to them at all. By taking this approach, it allows you to significantly open up the opportunity that you're going to actually turn them into an opportunity when the timing is right. You won't burn bridges. And you never know who people know. So if they like you, they trust you, and they find you credible, you will win on social. But if you try to use it like an email sequencer, you'll fail all the time. So keep it real, be honest, be human, and social selling will open doors for you. And remember, lean into that curiosity, tagging people to go and start conversations like you would at a networking event. That's what comes first, the networking event. You're not doing the one-to-one. It's networking in public. That's why comments work so well. And then just keep doing it over and over and over. And I guarantee you within a week, you'll already notice a difference. And if you do it for a month, you'll never stop doing it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to do this again. And take care, my friends. Oh, and it's 2023. It's no longer acceptable to suffer in silence. If you need help, get in the comments, shoot us a DM, and we'll make sure you get the help you need. Take care.